Hello and welcome to another league race video, and today I'll just leave my qualifying lap running in the background while I just catch up to speed. Basically, obviously, if you saw the previous league racing video we did a while ago with the RRacing, that was in the lower tier, but this race is from the upper tier, which I've been competing in the whole season. I just did a wildcard race in the lower tier because I've not had the best pace in upper. But anyway, just to give you a bit of context, we're fighting for, I think it's 6th in the championship with Rick. So you'll see him on track, but there's a couple of points separating us going in. I'm a little bit in front, so we just have to try and beat Rick in this race to get 6th. But anyway, we'll cut out of turn 5 now. I'll start commentating the lap as we go towards turn 6 Angel Nieto corner. Quite a difficult corner. You definitely got to try and get the best exit you can, because there's a massive straight here, and we're already losing time to the Ducatis on this straight, so we've got to try and maximise the exit. So we hit the brakes now. This is a real good part of the track for the Yamaha. Obviously through turn 8, got to pick it up. Then there's a flip-flop left-right, and then on the brakes into the hairpin. So through 9 into 10, and then you've got to try and hold it on the brakes into 11. Let off the brakes a little bit so that you don't obviously lose the front. Out of 11, you've got to fire it out. Now this is another quite good section for the Yamaha actually, because you can into another corner that's quite difficult. It's quite difficult on the Ducati. It really understeers wide, and then through the long penultimate turn, you want to slide it through a little bit, but not too much, because you don't want to be losing grip and running wide. And then into my least favourite corner on the track, Adrian Campos. If you've seen any of my videos here before, you know I miss that braking zone so much. But up towards the line, then what is the lap time going to be here? So 1:28.2, which puts us 5th place, which I think is my best qualifying of the season, because I have struggled, like I said, for pace. So limit on pole. Limit is the champion, by the way. He's basically dominated the whole season. He's on pole by a small margin ahead of Apex in 2nd and Shooter in 3rd. Those are the usual 3 guys at the top. Nerb is a wild card for this race, but he's very fast as well. Same with Atom behind in 6th. Rick, obviously there you can see in 7th, is the guy we are battling in the championship for 6th place. So we've got to try and beat him to maintain that position. Like I said, we've got a few points on him already. Our teammate Seafire is a little bit further down the order as well, so he's our teammate on another Yamaha. We're not teammates with Shooter, we're just on the same bike. But anyway, we're on the grid now. We're waiting for the race to start. Where can we finish? Where can we finish? Hopefully we can beat Rick in this race. But the HUD's on the screen now. The lights are on the screen. The lights are now on. We're waiting for the lights to go out. And the lights and away we go for the final time here in the RRacing League Season 1. For the upper tiers, they go down towards turn 1. We're still in 5th place, but the Suzuki Nikon coming to the outside on the brakes into turn 1. We're back in front of Nikon. Nerb in front of us. Oh, missed the high side there. And I think it's a crash by for Nikon. I think Nikon might have got on the brakes to avoid us there. So unfortunately for Nikon, Rick has actually got in front of us. So that's pretty bad news. Seafire barges his way through on our teammate there. He's on hards. That's not going to go very well. There's a Ducati on the inside of him as well. He's still holding it through, so he's back in front of us once again. So we're down to 7th. It's not been a great start here. Seafire has muscled his way past us up into 6th position. Rick got past us into 5th, and Rick is the one we really need to beat. We can't beat Seafire in the championship, I don't think, at this point. He's a little bit in front of us. We've passed Seafire now, back up into 6th place. Rick is a bit in front of us now, and Nerb's in front of him as well, so hopefully they'll start battling. We'll try and catch up. We're cutting to the start of lap 3. Darius comes flying at the inside on the brakes into turn 1. Darius makes the move up into 7th place, up into 6th place, sorry. But we're side by side with him still, down towards turn 2. Trying to look back at the inside of Darius here. We've got the position, back in front of the Ducati rider. We're back up into 6th place, and Rick is right in front of us, right in our sights as we go through turn 3. Into turn 4, Rick goes a bit wide. Rick goes quite wide there. Up the inside we go. We're almost side by side as we go to turn 6. We muscle our way up the inside and through into 5th place. We've overtaken our championship rival, Rick, but he's trying to get back through. Oh, back up the inside. Beautiful move by Rick there. Managed to just get back on the power, straight back past us. We've got to try and maximise the exit. A bit of a wheelie for Rick. We're side by side here. Yamaha versus Ducati. The Ducati obviously got more grunt, but up the inside he just manages to get the bike stopped, but he's ran a little bit hot. Are we going to be able to have a look at the inside? No, we can't. So Rick's got the position for now. So we'll have to try and see if we can attack him anywhere else. We're cut to the start of lap 4 now. On the brakes into turn 1. Darius having another look on us. Darius right behind us. He's really desperate to try and get past. Rick made a little mistake in front there. That might allow us to get back onto the back of him. We go into turn 2 there. Rick goes a bit wide once again. He's going back to the apex. A bit of contact there with Rick. Seafire, our teammate, unfortunately crashed. He's been passed by Atom now as well. Atom was struggling at the start, but so that's why he was behind Seafire. But we've ran a bit wide. Is that going to allow Darius to get up the inside? Darius is right behind us, but no. We cut on to lap 5 now, and there's a bit of a slide for Rick there. Bit of a wheelie as well. He's definitely struggling at this stage of the race. He's probably feeling the pressure from us. He goes a bit wide through Nico to roll corner. I've got a bit wide as well, but a bit of contact. Limits crash. We're up the inside though. So we're now up to 4th place because obviously Limit has crashed out in front of us. We're now in front of Limit. We're now in front of Rick. So we're up into 4th place. It's exactly what we try and need. Our best position so far this season has been a 3rd place. So we definitely need to try and get a 4th here if we can. But all the way onto start lap 8. Oh! So I looked behind me there and I had a screen freeze and that absolutely destroyed Rick. Pushed him to the back of the queue because we actually have a queue of 4 Ducatis behind us. Anyway, later on the lap, in lap 8, Darius looking up the inside again. Darius was really trying to get past us here. We're going to the right-hander. Once again, Darius is still right behind us. We're trying to get the inside even when we're on the curb. You got to like the enthusiasm there. You really got to. Into Angel Nieto now. Trying to hold him off. Taking the tight line if we can. Looks like we have done that for now. Will he be able to attack us on this straight? I'm not too sure. As we go down towards this corner, it can be quite tricky. We've gone a bit wide. We've gone really wide. We've gone into the gravel. We've gone into the gravel. That's surely going to be the position over. I think. Oh no, 3 wide. 3 wide. We come back on the track. We're back up into Smith's Blade there. Desmo Danny on the inside. Now Darius on the inside. 3 wide once again. Darius takes a position. We're back in front of Desmo Danny. Now we're trying to get the exit. We're past Darius again as we go towards one of the more tricky corners on the track. We've pushed him onto the curb a bit, and we've somehow held on to this 4th position. Not sure how we've managed that at all. We've run in the gravel and still came out into 4th position. 3 wide through the tightest section of the track, really, with 2 Ducatis. Darius is right behind us again, though, now. He's definitely going to be trying to get us here. As we come up towards to start lap 9, Nickens had a crash behind us. As we go towards turn 1, Darius comes flying through in the brakes into turn 1, round the outside of Darius. But look, this side comes Rick. Rick does a dive. He pushes us both wide. Darius is through now. Darius back up into 4th, and now we're going 3 wide. Desmo, Danny and Rick up the inside of Darius out of nowhere. We let off the brake and back up the inside of him we go. Side by side with Darius. He's on the curb, but we've got the position. Back up into 4th place as we go into this right-hander. Oh, we had to sit the bike up not to hit Darius there. Unbelievable racing, all clean as well. I don't know how none of us have crashed yet, but around the outside of Rick. We're back up into 4th again, but Rick's still on the outside as we go into the next left-hander. Angel Nieto, he holds it around the outside. Oh, there's another 2 Ducatis trying to get involved as well. Side by side with Rick, down the straight towards the corner on the previous lap. We obviously ran in the gravel. Look, inside of Rick though, on the brakes. We've got it a little bit hot again. Will Rick be able to cut back underneath? Yes, he can. Rick's back through, but still on the outside of Rick we go. Bit of contact with Rick. Then, I think he's got the position for now, but he's ran a little bit wide as we go towards the hairpin. And we can have a look up the inside into the hairpin. Yes, we are, but side by side, he's still got the position though. As we go towards the right-hander, I think he's going to have it now. It's pretty difficult to pass in this sector of the track. You have to do a bit of a dive into Adrian Campos. But now it's Desmo Danny's having a look. Desmo Danny's trying to have a look at us here. We're under attack the whole race from these Ducatis, but at this point they were really, I think I started to struggle with the tyres a bit, but they were really all over me. I think Rick's probably got the jump on us now. We've got to try and stay with Rick if we can. Try and get in that slipstream. We come up to the line to start lap 10. A 130.1 on that lap. Not a bad lap considering on the battery. Around the outside goes Desmo Danny. That's a brave move. Danny round the outside. We've got the position back, but now Darius is coming. We can't avoid these Ducatis at all. And we're almost going 3 wide again. Darius has got the move done. Danny tries to go on the outside. We've got back in front of Danny, but Darius is in front of us now. So it's Rick. So that's 2 positions we've lost. Darius on the inside. And oh, he's gone straight to Rick and he's down. He's hit Rick and he's gone down. So we're back up into 5th place now. Rick is the target once again. We've got to try and beat him. We've got to try and beat him. But we come up towards the line to start lap 11. What is going to happen here? Up the inside goes Desmo Danny. Into turn 1, Desmo Danny doing a beautiful move. We're trying to cut back, but we couldn't quite. A lot of them have run wide when they've done that, but Desmo Danny did that beautifully. Back up the inside into Mick doing corner here. We've got past him, but once again, oh, massive squirm from the rear end there. Back up the inside goes Desmo Danny, and Atom's getting involved. Bit of contact with Atom now. Atom's trying to get involved. He's been sat at the back of the group quite patiently so far, but now he's trying to force his way through up the inside into the right-hander, and we're being absolutely beaten up by the Ducatis now. We're going to drop to 7th if we're not careful, but we've got him really hot into Angel Nieto. So yes, there we go, down into 7th place. Then Atom gets through. He's got a bit of a wiggle on there. We're having a look to see if we can get back past him. So we hit the brakes. Up the inside of Atom we go, a little bit of contact, shoving him a bit out of the way, but it's all clean so far. Through the exit, they've got a massive slide. Oh, a bit of contact, because there's a bit of a lag involved as well. So I think he may be Indonesian, which is obviously quite far from where most of us were playing in Europe, so there's a bit of lag. But as we come over the line, start the penultimate lap now. As we go towards turn 1, Atom comes in again. He takes his line a little bit into turn 1. We're holding it around the outside of Atom here. Can we do it on the power? He's got a hard rear on, I've just noticed as well. So, oh, he's bit of contact, bashes off the track around the outside into turn 2. Desmo Danny goes a bit wide in front. Around the outside of Atom we go, so we're back up into 6th place. It's been hectic racing, absolutely hectic so far. We flick over for the right. Desperate Danny's gone a bit wide. Desperate Danny has gone wide, but we're right back up behind him. And up the inside we go into turn 5. Not quite close enough to actually make a move, but we got to the inside. Slide in the rear for both of us. We're back in front. Can we hold across the front of him here? No, we don't go out of the front and grip to get it stopped and cut across him. So he's got the position back. We're trying to get the slipstream, trying to get this 5th place, because I think if we get 5th, we do get the position on Rick, despite the fact he'd be in front of us. So we've got to try and beat Danny here. Danny's losing the rear end. So we go through this section now, through turn 9. Flicking over into 10, we're right behind him. We're almost starting the last lap. Oh, the inside we go, that's quite far behind, but he's gone very wide. The Ducati obviously struggling to get the bike turned at this point in the race with the tyre wear. 1/10 behind him. So we go into the right, and that's where Danny's gone wide again. We're going to be all over the back of him as we go down towards Adrian Campos. I think Limit and Atom had a collision behind us. Slide in the rear end for both of us there through turn 13 into Adrian Campos. Now, Desmond Danny goes wide. Oh, Atom's hit us again. So we're both off the track now as we come back on the track on full throttle. Desmond Danny actually rolled off here because I think he thought that he'd pushed me off the track, but it's just a bit of contact between me and Atom. So we go towards turn 1 now. We're having a look up the inside of Desmond Danny. Can we do it? Not quite. Desmond Danny keeps the position. We're on the curb on the outside. It's close racing on this last lap. And here we go again. Another dive bomb on the Yamaha. The Yamaha's front end was really helping us out here to beat those Ducatis on the straights. We had to dive in the corners. Round the outside, he's still hanging it round there. This is where we almost had contact before, and he's got the position, but we've cut back underneath him. And here we go. Back up into 5th. Round the outside, he tries to hang it. We've got the position for now. As we go into the Angel near to the corner, we've not got to run wide here. See, that's where we ran wide and lost the position to Atom before. But we're back up into 5th place here. It's been fantastic battles throughout the race with different Ducatis. It's really hard to keep them behind on the straights. But we are using the strength of our bike. We've ran quite wide here. Is he going to be able to cut on the inside? No, he can't. But yeah, we've really been using the strength of this bike on the brakes, really getting the bike turned, ride it underneath people. Rick's actually not too far in front. Obviously, there's only a sector to go, so it's a little bit too far to catch. But I think if we had a good another couple of laps, maybe with a bit of clean air, we could have a go at trying to catch Rick back up. But it's going to be too late. Through Champion RRacing now. Going to the penultimate turn. Desmond Danny still sat right behind us here. Apex wins the race. A fantastic race for Apex. I don't think anyone saw him after the first corner. We go into the last corner then. Adrian Campos. We went in a little bit tight. Maybe we won't get the run up towards the line. Obviously that Ducati's going to be behind us. So we go up towards the line. You can hear him coming. And there he goes. He beat us to the line. Desmond Danny actually beat us there. You can see the overtaker indicator came up. But unfortunately for Danny, he did have a penalty for going round the outside of me earlier on into turn 1. Obviously you get a penalty if you go into the pit lane exit on this game for some reason, which cost him the 5th position. Rick also had a penalty. We're only 4/10 behind him. So maybe if I'd actually done the last corner a bit better, or the last lap as a whole, perhaps we could have beaten Rick as well. But you can't really be too disappointed, because we did manage to beat Rick in the championship, which is what we were really set out to do. Bad race for our teammate Seafire as well, unfortunately. 2 hard tyres didn't really work for him. So yeah, that was a fantastic race. I'm losing my voice a bit if you couldn't tell, and I was definitely struggling for breath, shouting the whole time throughout that video. But I hope you have enjoyed that one. You guys have some more online stuff. I did this race the other day and thought this is a video 100%. So I hope you did enjoy that one, because I did. I enjoyed being part of it. I've enjoyed watching it back. I've watched it on the stream back, because they always stream the races. I've enjoyed commentating it. So I really hope you guys have enjoyed that race as much as I did. But yeah, like I said, obviously I hope you did enjoy it. I hope you're all staying safe, and I shall see you in the next video.